Hi everyone, welcome to ZyNerd's TN Government Quota PG Medical 2022 information series. In this video, we'll look at how you can apply for Tamil Nadu Government Quota counseling. What is the simple process of application and what you need to do before sending across the documents to DME. We'll also look at the certificates that are required to be enclosed. There is some confusion on eligibility, etc. We'll also get that clarified. This is the link for Tamil Nadu notifications. You can look at the link mentioned in the YouTube description as well. The process: fill up the online application form and submit it before 26th August 5 p.m., which is the deadline. Do not submit it later. There may not be an extension. Tamil Nadu usually does not allow registration after round one. Be very clear about it. If you are eligible now, you register, you will get a Tamil Nadu government quota seat. If you are eligible now, you are thinking about whether I have to register, will I get a seat, etc. And then finally end up after 1.5 months thinking why you did not register. That is a loss. Do not think about the registration fee. Even if there is a minor chance, please go ahead and register for any counseling is what we always suggest, and especially in Tamil Nadu government quota where you will not be able to register at a later point in time. Even if you think there are seats available, you will miss out. Second, after submission of forms, you will get a printed application forms along with the self-attested copies of documents. These are self-attested copies of all documents. All documents have to be attested, and you can send it by post. It can be courier too, no issues. It is better to send it by speed post because you will have an acknowledgement of when it reaches. But even if it is by courier, it is not a problem. Previous years, they used to have a drop box in Keelpark in the DME's office. Just check if it is still available, or you can directly go give it to them too. They are very flexible regarding that. You can check that part too. No certificates are required to be uploaded in the portal. There are no certificates to be uploaded. What is required to be uploaded in the portal is one left-hand thumb impression, images, and the signature to be uploaded. Same photo of that uploaded in NEET PG must be uploaded, filled in online is what is mentioned. Even if you don't have that same photo, it is fine. You can fill a different photo. They don't reject applications because of this. And the postcard size photograph is to be uploaded. So this you can also get this done from your same photo that is uploaded in NEET PG through any other software or online application. But if it can't be done, then you can get a new one and then send it across too. That is not a problem. Usually everybody can get it done through the online applications. So just converting it into a 4x6. And the selection committee does not reject if a different photo is uploaded, even though they mentioned that the NEET PG photo has to be uploaded. And know the deadlines. 26th August 5 p.m. is for submitting online, and application forms should reach Keelpark before 29th August 5 p.m. We'll look at the certificates that are required. The certificates that are required for enclosing after application the NEET PG scorecard, admit card, MBBS degree certificate, internship completion certificate. There are some candidates who have not got that MBBS degree certificate or CRRA completion certificate. You will get them because we have been connecting to DME, and in fact, some of the certificates we hear are not provided by the institutes and are with the university for some strange reason. So they have not sent it back. So we expect that these will be available. If not, there is no problem at all. Send an affidavit, send a note, a letter saying that you have not received the CRRA completion certificate. What you can do is you can get a letter, if possible, from your principal saying that the CRRA completion certificate and MBBS degree certificate is to be provided and shall be provided. So that is more than enough. Even if not, a self-affidavit mentioning that these certificates are not available now, but will be available at a later point in time because you have just passed out is enough. Tamil Nadu DME again is very flexible about this in the sense at the time of admissions, the scrutiny will be very, very strong. You will not be able to join without original certificates, but while applying, they understand that these concerns are there and they are flexible about it. Permanent medical registration or provisional registration may not be available for some candidates who don't have this certificate set, but that's fine. You can send across a note on that too. Community certificate is only for TN natives. You also have the Nativity Certificate to be uploaded in case you are claiming nativity of Tamil Nadu. There are a lot of queries from candidates who have completed MBBS from Tamil Nadu and are natives of Tamil Nadu. By virtue of MBBS, you are eligible for Tamil Nadu government quota. Should I send a nativity certificate? We suggest you get a nativity certificate. It takes 2 to 3 days and send it across without having in such when you're applying for counseling, especially when you are applying for, let's say, a particular category community. It is better to send a native certificate to prove that you are a native of Tamil Nadu. If you can't get it, there is no issue at all. Tamil Nadu does not reject applications, or as long as you have a community certificate which mentions nativity is Tamil Nadu, it is good. And you have not claimed nativity anywhere else, that is also fine. So just if you have it, you send across the nativity certificate if you are an MBBS from Tamil Nadu. If you are not an MBBS from Tamil Nadu, this is a must. Without that, you will not be eligible for Tamil Nadu government quota. Parents' Aadhaar or school certificates. If you are a native of Tamil Nadu, then in order to support your nativity, your parents' Aadhaar or school certificates have been requested. Just send it across if you have them. Basically, some of these would have your right address, or the institution would be from the state of Tamil Nadu. This is just an additional thing to check if you are a native of Tamil Nadu. You have to send across the candidate's Aadhaar, driving license, voter ID, or passport. Send the ones that you have, not necessarily all of them is required. If you have one or two, you can send them. That is more than enough. This should have the address. If you're native of Tamil Nadu, then this is required. You should have the address. Migration certificate only is MBBS is not from MGR University. This is not required at the time of application. Eligibility certificate, this is only required at the time of admission. You will have to get it at the time of admission. If you are not an MBBS from TN MGR University, this you get from the MBBS University. Eligibility certificate, only if your MBBS is not from TN MGR University, you will have to get an eligibility certificate. You can apply at TN MGR University online. While it is mentioned in the enclosures, this is required only at the time of admission. Be very clear, Tamil Nadu does not reject any application because eligibility certificate is not attached. This is the practice that has been followed previous years. At one place in the prospectus, in enclosures, this eligibility certificate still remains without being removed. You can also check with DME if you still have a problem. If you still are very anxious, go ahead and get an eligibility certificate and then send it across. But at the time of admissions, many government institutes would admit only if you have at least applied for an eligibility certificate at MGR University, they'll make you run around. So after allotment, just try to apply for the eligibility certificate and get one. If you're absolutely sure that you will join only a Tamil Nadu institute, there is nothing to worry. Go get an eligibility certificate if your MBBS is not from Tamil Nadu MGR University. A copy of receipt of payment of fee registration is also required. I think you can get it from your payment where however you made your payment from your payment gateway, or you would have received an email or on confirmation, or if you have not downloaded the registration slip after you completed your registration, it should be available somewhere in your bank statement or something. I just attach that you have paid that. This is just for a reference. If not to, they will not reject your application. They will get back asking you to send some confirmation if they can't confirm. So don't worry about that part. If you're a PWD candidate, send across a certificate from the Disabilities Verification Center from Madras Medical College, and this should have been taken within the last 3 months. The form is also available clearly under in the prospectus. The special category form 1 needs to be filled, and you'll have to produce the certificate. For service candidates, the service pro forma, service particulars, the report, joining order, etc., everything is listed down in the prospectus. This has to be sent through the proper channel. It has to be sent through your authority, either DPH or DMS, etc. So send this through the proper channel, that will reach DME, and then has to be reached before August 29th, 5 p.m. At the time of joining, you will need all originals mentioned over here. You can pause and have a look at them. No, the only additional thing that we would want to emphasize is this part. At the time of joining, they may insist on eligibility certificate. Rarely there have been cases where they have been flexible on this, but at least at the time of joining, you should have applied for eligibility certificate registration, which is anyways online, and you can do it once you are allotted. So these are the certificates required, and this is we also looked at the eligibility the application form filling and the deadlines, etc. So go ahead and ensure that you are applying online before 26th 5 p.m. Don't do it at the last minute. Tamil Nadu portal may have difficulties or may blank out at times. So ensure that you do it at least a day before. in the next videos, we'll be watching, we'll be looking at fee for Tamil Nadu and the service bond penalty and other details for Tamil Nadu.